Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of my Create Mod Skyblock series. If you missed the very first episode of the series, please click the link. It's going to be in the top right-hand corner, and go ahead and check out that episode so you don't miss anything. But, as always, if you enjoy this series, go ahead and subscribe so I can go ahead and make more videos of the series, and feel free to drop a like if you enjoy this episode. But without further ado, let's jump into episode 2 of my Create Mod Skyblock series. Look at that! We got our first iron nugget. Now, it looks like we got dirt, and dirt. Tons of dirt. But something that I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be yelling at me about is that I could make a flint pickaxe, and then I could actually mine these ores. Not the smartest thing I've done. I totally didn't think that through. So we could actually mine coal, and we can mine our iron, and we could mine all of that stuff, and actually start making some upgrades. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so we got 5 iron, we got some coal. I am trying to figure out what we should use the iron for. I guess we could use it towards those chests. Maybe we look into our achievements and see, because we could work on making a colossal chest. We could also, well, actually, I don't really, I guess we could work on the stone machine frames and go that direction. So I'm going to smelt the iron. I might make an iron pickaxe and then use whatever's left over for the rest, because that will give us the ability to go explore. So let's work on that. Cool. So we got an iron pickaxe. I'm not gonna go explore the island just yet, but I have taken our torches and actually lit up the island a little bit. If you press F7, you can actually see the light levels. Of course, I've filled those light levels in on purpose so mobs can't spawn. But we should be pretty set. That kind of preps us for if we do visit another island, we're not going to come back and there's going to be creepers or skeletons or something like that, just to prevent that. But I do want to work on our colossal chests. So if I type in a chest, we have our colossal chest wall, we have our colossal chest core, and then we have our uncolossal chest. It's probably worth noting that we do have some other craziness armor over here that we'll probably get to late game. The uncolossal chest is actually just a chest wall and a jungle plank. So I mean, we might as well make it. I think it's just kind of like a joke type of crafting. But there's our chest wall and then a plank, right? Gives us the uncolossal chest, the most colossal of them all, and it's a little mini chest. Look at that, it's so cute. We'll even put our, we'll put our tools that we're not using into there. That'll be our little storage area for now. So cute. Look at that. It even has the little animation. But okay, we got that. Let's make more chest walls, a chest core, and we'll go that route. There we go. Colossal chest core. Which didn't give us an achievement. I thought it would. Maybe it just hasn't loaded yet because it hasn't loaded this one yet. But if we take this, and I guess we're gonna put it against a colossal chest wall. I'm gonna see if this will work alone. I don't think it. Whoa, didn't think it will. Let's build it over in this area. We'll just kind of have our chest area on this side for now. But if I believe we take a colossal chest wall, colossal chest core, found dimension 0, 1 by 0 with a minimum of 1 by 1 by 1 expected. Okay, so yes, we do have to make a 3 by 3 by, or no, we don't have to make a 3 by 3 by 3. We have to make a 1 by 1 by 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that. Boom! Look at what is this? Oh my god! Look at how many items this stores. This is a lot. I love it. It's just a gigantic chest. This is sick. And I don't know if we actually just start building off of it, if it'll expand even more. But let's just take, I just want to see on how many items we can fit in this. I think we can fit a ton, which is perfect. Let's just grab everything that we have and throw it in here. Look at that. It's still taking it because we have there's like some interesting things. If I scroll wheel, it takes. Not what I meant to do. But we can, wow, there's a lot of storage that we can do in here. I wish there was a search bar. We might be able to use like not enough items to search through this. But wow, look at that. Huge, gigantic chest. Hey guys, so that was the rest of the recording. That was all in episode 1. So the rest of the video is going to be a recording from a week after all of this, but I wanted to catch you up. Basically, the next part of this recording is going to be me gathering cobblestone and making slabs and things like that so that we can build a bridge over to the island that has a bunch of ores on top of it. So let's get into it. The adventure begins. Okay, now it's time to hope that Rocket 14 does not die. This is a little risky. As you can see, I only brought my food and my pickaxes, and I've done that on purpose because hopefully as we get across, we're going to be fine. Something I just realized we should check is, yeah, this looks like this can actually spawn mobs, so we're going to back it on up really quick. There we go. This might look a little bit weirder, but it's going to make it so that mobs cannot spawn on our bridge that we're building, and we can even build like some guardrails at a later time to make it so mobs really can't spawn here, because I have a feeling we'll be probably at other islands during the nighttime, so being a little safer is always a good idea. Look at that. We're almost there. Oh my god, there's so many cool things. I can't tell what that stone thing is. And I also can't tell what that wooden thing is. But we're going to have to get there. We made it. Look at that. And there's animals on here. There's a lot of animals actually. Wow, okay. Where do I begin? So we got one sheep, and it looks like a chicken trapped in a hole. We got 2 pigs, another chicken, 2 more sheep, another pig. We have some pictures, and we've already gotten an egg. We have our acacia tree with ladders. Quite unique. Wow. We have a lectern. It says, mining ores. There are a minimum of ores you can mine. Be careful. The most ores are needed to begin with the mod Create. Later, you can generate these ores with Create. We can actually take that book so that we still have that. So, something that I am curious about what I should do on this one is certain ores, like iron ore and gold. If I break with a pickaxe, I'm given the ore. But if I break things like redstone or lapis, I'm given the item themselves. Now, you might be wondering, so why should I care? If I use a silk touch pickaxe on those ores and then put it through an ore processing system, I can get more ores out of it. So I don't know if I want to, for every one of these guys, just break all of the blocks. I think some of these I might actually not do that. But I can see that we actually have a chest over here with some kelp, chicken, sugarcane, raw mutton, wool, egg, and a loot bag, which we might as well use, which has given us a piece of redstone dust and a player head. But we have this over here, which looks kind of like a cobblestone generator, but not. Silence Mekanisms. This is the setup to get ores from Silence Mekanisms. Place a copper block below the generated block, and you get the most ores from Silence Mekanisms. So we can kind of generate ores, it looks like. We're gonna have to dive a little deeper into this. That's gonna be a little interesting. I really appreciate on how he wrote out the books to put up on the lectern. It's actually quite sweet. But you guys can see we also have basalt, we have magma blocks, we have the beginnings of a nether portal. We even have sugarcane here. We have andesite, which is going to be useful for of course, Create. But yeah, I'm really nervous about these animals that are walking around right now because I don't want them to fall off. So maybe we should work on just kind of like fencing in the area or something, or at least trapping these guys in some holes. Cool, we did it. I'll be honest, that took a lot longer than I probably want to admit to you. It probably took about 15 seconds, but yeah, that took some time. All right, so before we get started, I haven't mined any ores yet, but I'm walking away from the animals because they're a bit loud. I wanted to talk about, there are 2 more islands that we can see now. We have like a dark oak log island. I forget what that's actually called. And then we have a birch tree over there. So we got a couple more islands that we found. But I did want to check out our advancements. It says that we have actually visited one of the islands. And it says, now it says plus oak and 7 remaining. So I guess we just gotta, or we have to visit 7 more. But you can right-click spawners or okay, so that's fine. That's one that we've gotten before. We have our stone machines that we can go after. We have our colossal chests that I've gone over previously. But we have the ability now to breed some animals, which is pretty awesome. I haven't started doing it yet, but that might be something we do either in this episode or maybe another one. Not too sure. But before we mine these ores, I wanted to actually go over here and show you what we've gotten from our little like fishing place, whatever you want to call it, the fishing ores thing that we've been doing. Because I checked it out while we were building this thing. We've actually gotten a pretty good amount of ores. So if you see, if we open the first one, we have 15 iron nuggets with 20 dirt, stone, sticks, worms, which says can be used as bait. I don't know what that one's really entirely for, but I think we could put bait in here. I don't know if that'll then change everything. I don't know. Let's see if this does anything. Bait is redundant, it says. Maybe not. We'll have to look into that. We have string, we have diorite, and we have sandstone. And then we got more dirt, granite, sandstone, stones, iron, diorite, worms, stone, just a whole bunch of craziness that we have gotten here. But there we go. We got a pretty good amount of items. One key thing is that we have a ton of string now, which is awesome. But I want to throw a couple of these things in here. They're kind of pointless, and we'll hold on to the worms. But we have 45 iron nuggets, which I want to just make sure that with iron nuggets, oh, I guess this is going to show us what they're used for as well. I know we can make the ingots, but I wanted to see if there's a better way to turn them into ingots, which doesn't look like so. At least not just yet. Yeah, no. So we could also make andesite with these as well. But for now, we might as well just take them and turn them into ingots, just like that. We got 5 iron ingots now. And then, of course, we have loose rocks for all of these things, which I'm just going to make sure. I believe that all of these guys, yes, they all, their sole recipe is to just do this. So that's totally fine. We'll go ahead and make them all into their items. But we even have we have andesite cobblestone. So it looks like it just actually takes the place of cobblestone. So that's fine. But we have a couple different odds and ends that we can now craft that I'm all going to toss into here. And then I also want to check out the worm, which it says it can be used as bait with the trowel or whatever, the garden trowel, and dirt can give us worms. Okay, so that's how we get worms. But it's not telling me the actual use of it yet. So I guess we'll have to go ahead and figure out what that's used for in the future. Okay, so the way I'm going to look at this before we start breaking all of these ores is I want to look at, what is that? Copper ore, which is silence mechanisms. So I guess that's how we're going to be able to make one of our generators. So that might be something that we'll look into. But one thing I want to look into is if we look at Create Mod in itself, minus the Skyblock, we know that the very first thing that we're going to want to make is a power source. So like a water wheel, hand crank, something like that. And then we're also going to want to work on like making a mechanical press. So I figured the best way to do that is to do exactly like what I did in the very first episodes and add them over to our side for kind of our game plan. All of these were in here before, but we'll look at those in a second. But of course, mechanical press, and I'm going to add a water wheel in here. I don't know if that'll be a little too expensive. It shouldn't be, but we can also go ahead and add in the hand crank as well, if I can find it. There we go. So we have these options. The water wheel is, of course, just mainly wood and andesite. And then the hand crank is also andesite. Might actually be more andesite, but that's fine. We'll probably make a water wheel. We have water sources, and then we can make our mechanical press. But of course, with that, we'll need a lot of iron. So let's go ahead and start breaking some of these blocks that won't make a difference if we have silk touch or not. Diamonds! Now, this is something that I don't know if I want to break yet, because again, if we get a Silk Touch pickaxe, we can actually duplicate this using an ore processing system. So I'm gonna hold off on breaking those as much as I really want to. And I might be just kind of being a little overkill, but that's okay. But we can also use our iron pickaxe to get this gold, because again, it doesn't matter too much for these guys. Okay, so I've done some digging. We got our iron ore. We got about 16. We got gold. We have our 1 copper ore. And then I figure it's worth pointing out, probably some of you guys are watching along and going like, oh my god, Rocket, there's ores underneath, which there definitely are. I don't know if I want to risk it just yet going for them, but we can see we have a lot of andesite down there too, so we'll have plenty of andesite. So I'm going to focus on getting some andesite up here. We'll start crafting, and we'll see if we can get our first create machines up and running. So I started digging down, and this is basically a never-ending andesite like ravine area I guess I've made. So we should be fine on andesite for some time, but I'm gonna go back and start making the basic create machines. So I've been looking through my inventory because we have 30 iron. Now theoretically we might even have infinite iron, because from these guys it can collect iron nuggets. It'll take time, but if we made enough of them, we technically have infinite iron. But I want to be kind of careful with how much I use at the moment, because we don't have like a legit ore processing system set up with Create Mod, and because of that, I want to be very, very careful on what we do. Now, I looked into iron ore, and of course we could just smelt it, or I guess blast it, which is just going to give us the 1 iron ingot from iron ore. Of course, we could do our whole crushing wheel washing setup. That's going to give us the chance to get 3 iron ore, and then do it again, or with washing and get more. And then of course we could just bulk blast it, which is the same thing as smelting. And then we have the mill, which I looked into kind of going, all right, well, we might be able to at least do this and then wash it. That might give us some stuff. But then we have silence mechanisms, which I've totally forgotten about. And if we use a crushing thing, we have the chance to get cobblestone, and then we can get 2 iron ore chunks from that. And then if we take iron ore chunks, we can then smelt them into single pieces of iron. As well as, I guess, we can crush them into iron dust. And then iron dust turns into iron ingots. So that's interesting. And then we can even smelt these guys into alloys, which is getting down a whole chain of things that I don't even know about. So I'm going to have to do some math and see which is the best route to go. So yeah, I did the math out. And overall, 1 iron ore can turn into about 4 iron ingots using this whole crushing method with silence mechanisms. The crushing wheel washing station that I've built in a previous video, like a tutorial, is definitely the way to go, but it's very expensive to get to that route, and we're going to need several water wheels and things like that. But I think at the beginning, especially because some of our advancements are to make these things, I say we go this route. So let's start making a stone machine frame, a coal generator, crusher, and an alloy smelter, and we'll see what we can do with it. Boom! We made our stone machine frames. Then we got a loot bag, which is gave us a cow spawn egg and a tomb of the others. Another thing that I don't know how to use. But let's take well, let's go to sleep really quick. And then we can take where's our spawner? So we have our spawner at the moment, and we have our cow spawn egg. I think we might as well place this down. This is going to spawn pigs at the moment. Now we have, let me just make sure we have 2 pigs before I do this. Yeah, we have a lot more. We have like 5 pigs. So it doesn't matter if I change this spawner. But I'm going to do cows because we could use this for leather, for like bookshelves. But we could also use it for just like food and other materials along those lines. But it should be that if I just take this cow spawn egg, that I right click, and boom, look at that. We got a cow spawner now. So he should start spawning cows for us. But we also got our stone machine frames, and during this process of making these guys, I realized we have these rings up here that were already like attached to just enough items as they basically came in. The first one's a ring of attraction, which is a magnet that draws dropped items towards the player. Not the craziest most useful thing, but is useful if things are falling off the edge. And this gives us lapis, iron, and redstone to make one. So that's really not that expensive. We have the Ring of Growth, which probably speaks for itself. Works on many crops, plants, and trees. Shift right-click, and it will grow grass and flowers. It's just bone blocks and iron. Another thing that we could easily make. This one's the Ring of Repair, which slowly repairs damaged items in player's inventory, and it works while the ring is in a player inventory. That is craziness. But that's diamonds, and anvil, emeralds, gold, iron. Seems a little expensive, but we technically have the materials. As soon as I can make an ore processing system, this is going to be really, really, really useful. And then we have the Ring of Return, which allows us to go back to our bed location, which is made with beds, an ender pearl, and a diamond. Another thing that we could totally make, and then we even have the basic item collector, which can pick up items from 5 blocks away, which that's another thing that is not crazy expensive, and we might be able to make maybe just in a couple episodes. But I figured I'd point that out. I'm going to continue going on these advancements and working on the coal generator and things like that. But it looks like we can actually set up a cobblestone generator by getting lava at a certain point. So that's going to be really interesting. But let's work on the coal generator, then the crusher, and the alloy smelter. I leave you people alone for 5 seconds, and you spawn like 10 of yourselves. Jesus. I regret doing all of this. Oh my god. Okay. I guess I'm gonna turn the sound down for friendly creatures, because these guys are ridiculous. Wow, they're still spawning. Okay. Hey everyone, I know that in this gameplay I said I was going to work on making silence mechanisms. However, I just started to realize that I would need to either find other ores or make alloys in order to make these machines, and at the moment I had no idea on how to even start with those machines. So I decided to begin by making a water wheel, kind of getting back to my create knowledge, and just starting with basic create machines, and then I return back to these silence machines a little bit later. But yeah, let me put you back into the gameplay. Large cogwheel. Look at that. It says, craft a large cogwheel. If you connect it to a small cogwheel, you can change the speed of your contraption. Which, wow, we skipped over a lot of different steps. And a lot of different things. Holy crap. Okay, so let me run you through my idea and what I have done. So we have our coal generator, our crusher, and our alloy smelter. But for making these machines, if I show you the recipes, you can see if we look at a basic crusher, we need bronze and we need aluminum. Basic alloy smelter, we need tin and copper. Coal generator, we need iron, copper. So I guess with this, we could probably make this without too much work. But these are a lot of ingots that I don't have. And because of that, I decided, you know what, I'm going to just work on getting a basic create machine up and running, because we can do that with just andesite. And at least we can get press. Maybe we can even get a mixer up and running. And I guess I skipped a bunch of the advancements. Whoops. But now there comes all the advancements from create, follow the line, and build awesome machines and automate everything with this beautiful mod. Which, I mean, a lot of this, if you've been watching my channel, you know what all of this does. But I'm going to continue and still go ahead and get a water wheel up and running, because I figured, why not? I don't know if I'll include the clip of me freaking out about all of the cows, but we have an abundance, and I highly regret placing this stupid spawner on this island, because we have an army of cows. An absolute army of cows. Hey, we did it. Look at that. We also got two loot bags out of this, and we got the first create power to place a water wheel and try getting it to spin. Which we ended up getting loot bags, which is giving us gold and giving us a bed and prismarine bricks. Not exactly anything too useful, but I've also built out a little platform just for an area for us to work on some things. Which, speaking of which, we might as well make some shafts. And just place one off of here, because now we can get a press up and running, and some other things like that. Of course, we're not going to venture too far into create, because we would need to get a lot more complex and need a lot more materials. But we got our first machine up and running. We, of course, we'll have to make something to attach to it. But I think, all right, so I I know I want to go ahead and work on getting a coal generator, a crusher, and alloy smelter, but I'll be honest, I was not sure on how to get bronze or aluminum or anything like that because we haven't found it. And some of these, I mean, apologies for just not knowing these things. I didn't know if some of these were actually alloys, so that means we would need to make the alloy smelter first. And the one thing that I realized that we probably could make would be a coal generator. This cow does not push me off the edge. Because we found one piece of copper, so if we found another one, we could then make this. But of course, the coal generator is, I think, just going to make coal for us, so that doesn't really help us. But I noticed, now I don't know if this is the correct way to go. Of course, we could probably just mine the heck out of all of these areas and go that route. But if we look at our strainers, we can make a solid survivalist strainer, which if we hold shift, it has a chance to give us copper ore chunks, tin ore chunks, and I guess that's it. But that means that we could get a ton of copper and a ton of tin. And it looks like if we look towards the next ones, it's more copper, more tin. Looks like this is honeycomb and tropical fish, spider eyes, a whole bunch of other odds and ends. So I think if we can get this to pull off, the survivalist strainer with iron, which shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, it's just iron bars with some iron. We might be able to generate some copper and tin. And then during that, I might do some mining down underneath this island that we're on currently, and maybe even the island over there, just to kind of see if we can get some more items so that we can make these machines. Look at that. We got copper ore chunks. And this will actually generate 720 of either copper and tin and a mix of it. Because I looked at it, we can even go in here if we look at recipes. You can see that that's the only thing that it can give off is that or that, which is perfect. And I believe, yeah, it's a 100% chance of getting 50% of one of them. So that's perfect. We should have a good amount of copper now, and we should have a good amount of tin. Now it is coming into chunks, which I think we could smelt these technically. Which, yeah, we could smelt them, blast them. We could even bulk blast them, or we could alloy smelt them, which looks like we can turn them into, like, get things like bronze. We could turn them into bismuth and signalum and brass, and we can crush them to, I guess, if we crush them, possibly get more. So this is actually going to start us on our basics of getting into this mod. Boom, coal generator. Look at that. Which I think I'm just gonna place them over here. I think I'm gonna have my like machine area over in this direction. Place it there. Which looks like it needs RF to power, and then it generates coal, or FE, something like that. So we'll have to figure out a way of powering these guys. It's just gonna be a whole different version of a mod, which I don't know if it has. What is it? Create additions. I don't think so. Because that's where you can take create machines and actually create RF or FE off of that add-ons video that I did. But either or, we can figure out a way to power these guys. But I also have a full leather suit of armor because there were so many cows here and they were getting really annoying. So I took care of a bunch of them. And now we have a set of leather armor. I know not the most useful armor in the game, but I did that solely just so we have some protection if I do run into a mob. And then we got a loot bag, which has given us... Well, that's ironic. A leather cap and a block of emeralds, which is actually going to be quite useful. So we'll put that in there for now. But okay, let's go ahead and work on getting the alloy smelter and the crusher. So I figured this is a good thing to show you guys really quick. If you take coarse dirt and throw it into water, of course you get clay from it. And then with clay, if you take a piece of clay and use your clay tool in a crafting grid, you get clay bricks. Now, these are clay bricks, not regular bricks. So now if you put these into a furnace, they'll actually turn into regular bricks, which is exactly what we need for our basic alloy smelter. It took me a second to figure that out. So now if I go ahead and throw these guys into here, they should go ahead and turn into bricks for us. Boom, basic alloy smelter, which we'll just put this next to here, and also needs RF, but we can make alloys now. Or it needs FE. I don't know. It says 0 RF, but it says FE here. We'll have to figure it out. But we also got another loot bag, which has given us a skeleton skull and die. Which, you know what? To ward off the predators, we'll put it there. But okay, I guess we'll work on getting the basic crusher up and running. And if not, I guess we'll work on powering the system. All right, so I am kind of an idiot. So I took the coal generator as it was a generator that would generate coal for us. So we'd have infinite coal. Now, that's not the case. It's a coal generator because it can take coal and create power and then share that to the systems either via wires or just, I guess, machines next to it maybe. And I know we can't put logs into there, so we're going to have to check out coal. So we only have 3 pieces. I'm just going to throw one in as a test, and you can see it lights on fire, and it should start producing some Fe, and it's actually already transferring over to the alloy smelter. Now that is perfect because I was trying to figure out how to make a basic crusher, which needs bronze and aluminum, and well, I wasn't able to make that. So now we can work on going ahead and making a basic crusher. Look at that, we got bronze. And then we also need to make a aluminum. So as soon as I figure out how to make aluminum, we can go ahead and make that. Hey guys, I decided to hop in here again so I can save you about 45 minutes of footage of me feeling like an idiot and doing a bunch of stupid things like usual. Essentially, I was trying to figure out how to find aluminum or make aluminum, anything along those lines, and in just enough items, it shows that there's 2 ways to make it. One is that you can use botania or botania, however you want to pronounce that, but it got really advanced. It's like a way of summoning ores, and it got super complex really quickly, and I figured that that's probably not towards the end of the game. Now, there was another way to get it, and that's with an ore that's called bauxite ore. And I figured that I'd probably find it in a later episode somewhere in one of the islands, so I didn't really have a plan of getting that. I was just going to work on some create machines, but then something came to me that through one of the off-camera clips, I noticed that there's a way to generate lava. And you can generate lava by putting a stack of cobblestone in a bucket inside of an alloy smelter, and it will turn into a lava bucket. So we can make a cobblestone generator, and also we could make the generators that are pictured on that wall over by where we found all of the animals. So I decided that maybe I should follow the directions in the book and actually go ahead and make those generators. So I'm going to cut you to the clip of me now working on a cobblestone generator and then working on the generator that was inside of those pictures. Wow, okay. We just got a achievement saying you need lava to set up a cool cobblestone generator with useful ores, which is exactly what I'm going to set up, but I'm actually setting up a regular cobblestone generator first because I need cobblestone to do a lot of different things, a lot of things I've been doing off camera, such as like building these floors. So I'm going to build a cobblestone generator and then next to it build the ore cobblestone generator, but from this, it gave us a waystone, which I believe once we place these, I think we could teleport maybe with these to other waystones, but I'm going to place this right there and enter waystone name. It's called Brewracker at the moment. We're going to call it so we're going to call it the Island of Rocket. Really lame name, but in chat let me know what you want me to what you want me to go ahead and name the waystone. I don't know if we can, oh, maybe we can't change it. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, it's called the Island of Rocket. And it looks like we could teleport to other waypoints. I don't know what this one's going to go to, and I'm kind of scared to hit it. Okay, hold up. Let me throw my stuff in here, just in case I die. But apparently we can, we'll bring this and this, just in case we have to fight something. And maybe some food. But apparently there's a waypoint that's already down that we could teleport. Quite interested, and of course we have the XP, so we should be able to get back too. So if I click on it, at least when you tried to teleport, it's missing. Oh, okay. And it's gone. All right. Well, that works. I wasn't sure if it would actually let me teleport something, but there we go. We got the Island of Rocket. And let me know if we get another waystone, what we should name it, because I guess it's a one-time thing. But there we go. We can teleport back to our main base, and all of these cows need to go away. We did it! Look at that, cobblestone generator. That's actually perfect. And I know that might not, we're gonna probably make it back to that right there. This might not seem like much, but this is saving so much time as I light myself on fire. This is gonna save a lot of time of the shift clicking like this to mine for pebbles that has taken centuries of my time. I can now just use this as a cobblestone generator, and of course, once we get Create up and running, we can actually just automate this whole process with the drill. So that might be what we do next. But for now, I'm gonna gather some cobblestone, and then we can make the ore generation thing that we've been working on. What? Okay. So I was under the impression that I had to place an ore there, and then it would generate ores for us. I'm confused because this is lead now. If I pick that up, we got more lead. Now we have zinc. Wow, I feel like an idiot. We got silver. We're getting all of these ores now. We got bauxite. I think that was the ore we need that just flew off, I think, the edge. Whoops. We're gonna build a little wall real quick so that doesn't happen again. But wow, okay, that changes the game. No more having to go crazy into Botania or Botania for it. I wonder if we can get coal out of this too, because we need coal to generate power. But wow, we have the ability to get a lot of different ores that we really need now. And boom, we got a basic crusher up and running. And we get a loot bag, which has given us end shelf. Okay, and pink dye, which it says the chaos of the end. Obtain an end shelf, which has given us. It doesn't look like anything in here, but we have the secrets of enchanting. Obtain an enchanting table, which is no longer capped at level 30. Oh boy. And then create a bookshelf, and then obtain an end shelf, and then upgrade an end shelf to a maximum strength shelf or whatever. I'm definitely this is definitely something way into the craziness of endgame, but okay, we have some things that are up and running. So we basically have a small ore processing system where we can use our coal generator to create power. We have an alloy smelter, and we have a crusher. The one issue that we're running into right now is that we don't have much coal. We could, of course, mine it, but I'm going to see if there's another way to get it, either by using this device to just generate ores, or maybe finding some other way. But we'll have to see. Hey everyone, this is going to be the end of episode 2. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely drop a like if you did, but as always, I want to go ahead and leave you with a sneak peek of episode 3. No. No, 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 no. No.